Hey, I want to talk about the Good Times animated reboot that has that came out on Netflix. Everybody remember Good Times? I wasn't born in the '70s. I'm an '80 baby. I wasn't born in the '70s when the Good Time actually dropped. But the original Good Times with Thelma, JJ, and and Florida and all them, and James Evans and Michael. I wasn't born when it came out, but I was an '80 baby, so I saw a lot of the reruns or whatever. But I want to talk about the reboot. There's a reboot, an animated reboot on Netflix, and Steph Curry is one of the executive producers for supposedly one of the executive producers. And I just want to talk about the outrage I see. I recently saw Stephen A. Smith come out with his review and how outraged he is about the portrayal of the black community and this and that. And a lot of people have this same outrage. They feel like the show is not doing the original version any justice, and it's perpetuating a lot of stereotypes in the black community and making the same old basically. And Stephen A. Smith was just talking about how disgusting it is or whatever. But I think that's just a weak. I call it. There's a guy, Javon M. Clark, and he made up the word SMAR, social media ass response. Smart. Shout out to Javon M. Clark. He real smart brother. And I feel like that's what that is. All the outrage about the Good Times thing is it's a social media response. It's the popular thing in 2024. It's the popular thing to be is offended. That's just I noticed that. That's why I got off Facebook and all that, because they get on my nerves, like the inconsistencies, the hypocrisies. It's the popular. You can't have an adult conversation anymore. Like it's popular to be offended. Like, well, the Good Times reboot, like, of course it's distasteful. Of course, just like the Boondocks had a lot of distasteful stereotypes and all that stuff in it. Just like the PJs, also a lot of distasteful stereotypes in it. I mean, the original Good Times had a lot of distasteful stereotypes about gangs and eating the same oatmeal every morning and all that. I mean, it's just a lot of distasteful stereotypes and all that. Like, it's just, why are you so outraged? I know the sentiment of we need to change. We need to start doing better and showing black people in a better light, in a more respectable light, and when it comes to entertainment and movies and TV and all. Like, man, when you if you want that, you do it. You come out with a syndicated broadcast. I mean, anybody who's outraged, come out with a show, man. I mean, you got YouTube, you got Rumble, you got all these platforms. You can start your own shows, and you could start put out content with that shows what you want, that presents black people in the light that you want. Like, it's freedom out here, man. They can bring out Good Times. You can prevent your kids. You can ban the new Good Times reboot in your house, so your kids aren't exposed to that type of stuff. And then you can start a YouTube channel and bring out invest in yourself, fund your money, and invest in a program that good for your kids. Like, it's free reign these days to put it, like, what, like, it's no reason to be. being offended is just popular, but there's no reason to be offended. You can filter whatever you and yours are exposed to, and you can put out content at your own free will of what you want to put out. Like it ain't. It's annoying how just I'm offended, just to be offended, and to get all the rest of the offended folks behind you in the comments. Yes, and it's just so bad. I thought I was the only one to see how disgusting the stereotypes and the, like, if you watch the PJs and Boondocks and that new Good Times reboot, I could see, okay, so they're saying that, oh, we know we've seen this type of content before, but just because they're just smearing the legacy of what was, of what used to be with Good Times. Like, so what? Like, man, like, it's just, and about Steph Curry. Like, before I go on to Steph Curry, like the thin skin. Like, we are adults. Let's have adult conversation. I remember I used to be on Facebook telling people, like, man, let's have an adult conversation. Let's ask the tough questions. When I started talking about the adult stuff, asking the tough questions, everybody offended. Everybody, like, bro, like, how we gonna grow if we can't talk about the tough stuff? Like, come from different point of views. Like when a event happens in media or in the world, or current event happens, and then I'm gonna come from my opinion, and look at it from a different angle, like, because I see everybody missing. Like, what if this was the scenario? Come from a different angle, everybody outraged. Like my opinion of what it could be, you know what I'm saying, is so offensive when it's just another way to look at what's going on. But about Steph Curry being the executive producer, in my humble opinion, there's no way Steph Curry is really a part of that, is really an executive producer. He's just the promo guy. He's just, if we stamp his name on it, then there will be that much more buzz about it. Like, Steph Curry has always been a religious man, and had a household with a wife and all, like, but he's a part of that sector of the people who entertain and make a whole lot of money, and they have this inner group that they can cancel you from and blackball you. He's a part of that. So they let Steph Curry's skills on the court, contrary to popular opinion, Steph Curry's skills on the court is not why he's so popular and so rich and so colossal. It's not. There's a lot of guys who way better than Steph Curry, contrary to popular opinion, who could do more, who could taller, everything. But he fit some kind of archetype that they liked. That they say, okay, we're gonna make you, and this is how they do it. Y'all don't understand. They could pull anybody from the inner city. They could pull anybody from college. They could pull anybody from the NCAA. They could pull whoever if they like we like him. He'll be able to carry on what we trying to what agenda. And then they'll make sure, contrary to popular belief, they'll make sure he hits all the shots. They'll make sure he gets all the calls. They'll prop up this person's career, whether it be music or they'll make sure this, when it comes to music, they'll make sure this person gets all the views and all the hits online and all the radio playing. Steph Curry is not, in my opinion, has nothing to do with the production of that of Good Times reboot. They told him, they came to him, in my opinion, and said, okay, you know what we did for you. we made you Steph Curry the household name. So now it's time to cash in on what you owe us. And this is one of the things that we want you to do. Stamp your name as one of the executive producers of this right here, of Good Times Reboot. And guess what he had to say? Okay, I got to do it. I don't want to give up what. And you know, to break him down the size, because he's so peachy clean, and they want to break him down the size a little bit. Let the black people look at him as we thought he was so religious and this and that. He has transgressed against the black. For the first time, they want all of them to always have that ego wake up call that he has transgressed against the black community, and they want to put that pressure on him. They want to show him that we're in charge. We can bring you down at any moment. But Steph Curry ain't had y'all. Look, read between the lines, man. They just stamped his name on that. And of course, the show has a lot of stereotypes and all that, and a lot of crazy content. But it's nothing we haven't already seen before. It's like, come on, man. Anything to make buzz. Anything. Stop. End this. Put an end to this thin skin era. Like, I'm offended era. Like, man, that's lame. We're adults. We could talk about anything. We could talk about anything. Nothing offends me. Let's talk about that. Let's just talk. Me and somebody can have they're offended. I can explain my side, the reason why it's crazy to be offended. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. Logical Life Perspective.